42 races, no wins. But at one specific track, Kyle Larson has never actually lost either. 6 Cup Series starts at Chicagoland Speedway, 4 top 5s, the best average finish in track history among drivers with multiple starts, and still no win. Something is going to give this Sunday. The question is what? NASCAR hasn't raced at Chicagoland since 2019. Larson tested there in April and was one of the fastest cars in Friday practice this week. He's chasing his first win in 42 races, dating back to Kansas in May of last year. And at Chicagoland specifically, his history runs deeper than the numbers. Cup Series returns to Chicagoland this weekend for the eero 400. It's a 5-mile D-shaped oval about 50 miles outside Chicago. Larson has run here 6 times. 4 top 5s, a 6 set, 17 average finish, tops in track history among repeat starters. He's coming in hot, top 5 finishes in 5 of his last 6 races. 4th at Sonoma last weekend, and he's got laps here nobody else on this grid has. 2 full days of testing back in April. I felt like we learned a lot about our race car at the test that has benefited the 4 of us as we moved on from it. Larson said naming Hendrick teammates Chase Elliott, William Byron, and Alex Bowman as the drivers who tested alongside him. So yeah, I think just extra laps here gives some confidence, but everybody's so good, they're going to get the speed fast. But Larson's Chicagoland story isn't only about speed. Twice he's finished second here. In 2019, Bowman beat him. In 2018, it was Kyle Busch, in what's remembered as a memorable finish. Larson watched that duel again before this year's test in April. He watched it again this week, ahead of Sunday. This time, it hits different. Kyle Busch died in May. He was 41. It was a really neat battle, and it's always fun to be a part of battles that still to this day get replayed, and I've been a part of a few, Larson said. So yeah, just wish he was here for obvious reasons and we could have another battle. That's Larson this week, talking about a rival who isn't here anymore. There's also money on the line. Larson is matched against his own teammate, William Byron, in the second round of NASCAR's In-Season Challenge, a 5-race bracket tournament with a $1 million payout for the winner. 2 Hendrick teammates. 1 bracket, 1 winner. And right now, there's no tension over it. At least not yet. It would be fun to go heads up with William, but it's really not something that you're too focused on in the race, Larson said. I think you're always just kind of focused on winning, and if you win, I mean that takes care of it. Yeah, as it gets closer to the race, I think you pay a little bit of attention to it, but I'm just trying to do a good job. The source doesn't say how the Byron matchup plays out. It doesn't say whether this is finally the weekend the drought ends. That part is still unwritten. So here's where it sits going into Sunday. A driver with the best average finish at this track and no win to show for it. A 42 race drought that's starting to feel like it might end here. A bracket matchup against his own teammate with $1 million attached in a memory of the last time this race truly mattered to him. A duel with a man who isn't around to run it back. That's not a normal race weekend. That's a lot of storylines converging on one Sunday at one track. The takeaway, Kyle Larson has been better than anyone at Chicagoland and still has nothing to show for it. Sunday is his best shot yet to change that. Here's the angle you might not have considered. This race isn't just about ending a winless streak. It's about revisiting a memory that means something different now than it did back in 28. So, does Kyle Larson finally get his Chicagoland win this weekend? Or does this track keep finding new ways to almost let him have it? If you want to see how it plays out before the highlights hit your feed, hit subscribe and turn on notifications. This Chicagoland story isn't finished yet.